So we are going to get underway shortly with the first round of the industrial round of Brx. I do apologise that none of the overlays are working at the moment. Well, that won't work. At least the monitor works. Actually, let me just adjust this here for it. There we are. Just so we can see everything a bit better. So, there we go. Alright, I actually just diffed myself there. So, in the first round, we've got Alex, Otto, Voltage, Her, and Jay. Oh, wait, that's a completely wrong one. One moment. Here we are. So, first heat, in the 1600 class, we've got Her, Skunken, Voltage, Kakashi, and Jensky. Then we've got AK, Nuza, myself, Lumu, and Jerstu. Then in the third heat, we've got Eddie, Orders, Kenu, and Loring. And you notice I am now running in the 1600 class because I got bored. So I'll see, as usual, first three heats will determine the next heats in qualifying 2. Then it's on to semi-finals, then into the finals. Obviously, you can tell usually green means cars have been checked. That'll be updated shortly, I'm sure. But in the meantime, I think we are going to get underway. Here, so I'm going to do. I'm just currently tabbed out. So we are running a new version of the. Well, I say new version. Sorry. We are running a new countdown system. So usually we would just do it off of a light. Block, but now we actually have a proper thing here for it. So we've got it's also called FF something. I can't remember exactly what it is. Obviously, this is quite important as well. So if anyone's confused, you'll need to have the flag and the countdown on at a bare minimum. If you don't have the countdown, you're going to miss the start of the race. If you don't have the flag, you're not going to see where flags are. It is a bit buggy at the minute, so it is a work in progress. It literally got put into place a few days ago. So whilst everyone else gets acquainted with it, we are going to see about going ahead shortly. So keep name tags on just to see where everyone is. Also got Jensky in the nice little Bete here, Voltage in the hatch Covette. We've got our new boy Skunken in the Mistral, and then we've got Her back in another Mistral as well. And then we have, I believe this is Kakaki. I'm going to double check myself before I sound a fool. Yes, it is. I'll recognise that Bete. So we've got 2 Betes, 1 Covette, and 2 Mistrals. The first, I think, it's the only heat where a Covette's going to be outnumbered. But yeah, so we're going to get this underway here. Well, I just my mic stand to make it a bit easier for myself, and see what's happening. We'll just quickly tab back to the Discord and see what the crack is. Right, we are getting underway here. So it is lights out, and away we go. First round, well, first heat of the round 4 of the BRX. Oh, Orders sends up the inside of Voltish there. Her with the early lead. Skunker not far behind on the outside into turn 2 here. Technically turn 1. Her goes Joker early. Voltish up the inside of Orders now. Orders with a little bit of a cutback there. Side by side into the next corner. Skunker's fallen back a little bit, but still not actually that bad. Oh, saying, oh, and Orders almost over. Oh, fully over. Does manage to land all back on all fours. Voltish in the lead. Skunker second. Jujetsky third. Her only one to Joker, so he's not actually that far behind when you take things into consideration. Skunker goes wide, rolls on the wall on the outside. Oh no! He's going to slide. That's going to be yellow. Oh, almost contact with her there. Orders now back in action. No, not last with that early roll technically. Voltish goes Joker. So that's 2 cars Joker now. Oh, bit of a contact between Orders and her there. Orders goes Joker. Not a bad call. Skunken has managed to get round. How's he done that? So Jujetsky now technically in first place. However, he has not jokered. Voltish has jokered. Her has jokered. So her has a secured third place at the minute. Let's see if Alders can make anything change. Well, we clock back over to Jujetsky here. We're going to clock to him here. There's a nice little green and white better. He goes Joker. That's not a bad call. He's got a bit of a gap to Voltish. However, it is quite a horrible exit on the Joker. He's not going to have much pace. See if we can catch him on the run down to the next corner. Not so much. Voltish, all he's got to do now is keep it clean and he will take the win, as I believe it is the last lap of the race. See if Jujetsky can get a move done here. Going into the final corner. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Now we're on to actually correct. I am now corrected. We are actually onto the official last lap. So it's going to be a battle for first place. Jujetsky is a little bit on the long side. Got the better line. Got the better entry to the corner. Tries to make it worthwhile. Voltish plants on the inside. Makes it difficult to. Oh, what's happened here? Looks like Jujetsky might have had a bit of damage there. Or maybe has something caught up in his wheel. Something we couldn't see. But further down the field, we've got her in third place. Orders not quite being able to catch him. Skunken lagging behind after that roll on the back straight there. But as we come now back to the start finish straight, we're going to have Voltish across the line in first. Jujetsky in second. We're going to have her, there he is, her in third. Orders in fourth. And eventually, sometime today, there he is. He's almost rolled it again, it looks like. He's against the wall. Skunken in fifth. So, obviously now you're going to get some nice onboard footage as I run also in a minstrel in Heat 2. So I'm just going to jump back to the office and see what's the crack. So, not a terrible result for myself. P2. Obviously, Nusa well deserved in P1. Very fast car, very fast driver. We have obviously Lumu just behind in P3, AK P4, and Jisu in P5. Next up, we've got Eddie, Kaki, Kenu, and Loring. Should turn out to be quite an interesting race. We've got Loring in the nice Vivas, Kenu in the Corvette, in the diesel Corvette I think it is as well. Oh no, actually no, what is it? It might be the touring car, which is a diesel one. Not too sure now. Pardon me, sorry if I'm burping down the mic. So, while we get the cars lined up here, this is also the final heat, so pretty much as it stands. Who won the last one? Valtish was it. Valtish obviously won the last heat, then obviously it was Nusa, then whoever wins this one, basically those three won't race each other. So everyone who goes P1 in each of these heats will be first selected. So you'll have Valtish in Heat 1 Q2, Nusa in Heat 2, and then the winner of this race in Heat 3 as the top runner. And then obviously it gets passed down the order. So I myself will be in Heat 2. Actually, oh no. No, sorry, I'm incorrect. All the front runners go into Heat 1. So you have Valtish, Nusa, and the winner of this race in Heat 1. Then you have myself, Jujensky, and then second place this race in Heat 2, and so on and so forth. Something to note, which has been mentioned in the stage channel. Obviously, when you're starting, you cannot leave these lines. You have to stay within the lines, otherwise you're going to get a penalty. Just to avoid anyone, cutting across too early and just cutting cars off. Keeps everyone at an even pace. And also makes it fair. It's not very fair just turning into someone in front of them at the start. So it looks like we're going to get going here soon. I believe we are waiting for Eddie, actually. I'll just quickly find out what is going off. Right, we are getting away. So we are lights out and away we go for the. Oh, that was a bit of a jump. Kenu's sleeping at the line there. Kakaki has crashed straight out of the gate. I think we're going to have a red flag there. I think something had gone wrong. I'm going to put that. I'm going to put it again. I think someone got a bit confused there with the lights. There we are, that's more ticket. Nice clean start from all three cars there. We jump in with Loring as we go into the first corner. Kenu leading in the little Corvette. Kakaki bringing up the rear. Loring looks to the inside on the exit, gets it moved on alongside, it's starting to pull ahead slightly. Kenu though is in the better position for the next turn. Keeps him wide, doesn't let him sniff up the inside. Loring moves to the outside, looks like he's trying to get a run. Goes a little bit wide though in the apex, doesn't want that, lost some ground. Kakaki looking to make a move, not far behind. Start to come around the final, about to come around the final corner. Oh, looks like a bit of a lag there maybe. Kakaki took advantage of it, gone past Loring, come straight there, but Loring has just pulled away from the Bete. You can tell that power nerf is really getting to it. Loring decides to go Joker, not a terrible call. Now, obviously, if you're not aware with the Bete, there was a recent nerf to it just because of the sheer amount of grip and how fast of a car it can be. So to balance things out, it has had a power nerf because they are a ridiculously quick car with a little bit of easy tuning. As we follow Kenu here, Loring not far behind average Joker. Obviously both Kenu and Kakaki need to Joker, so it's going to be quite interesting to see where they come out in comparison to Loring. Loring has made up a little bit of ground, it looks like. As we come on to another lap here, Kenu decides to go Joker, not bad call. Kakaki decides to stay out. This could work in the favour of Loring now. As Loring now ahead of Kenu, he has a really good run outside of his Joker lap there. Kenu looks to the inside, gives them a little bit of a bonk. Loring still holding on after going very wide in that corner. Kenu looking to the inside as they are technically fine for first here of who has Jokered. However, that is just exactly what Kakaki wants. He wants that gap to widen. He wants that breathing room to Joker. Loring back up the inside, Kenu again as we come to the final turn here with I believe one more lap to go. Let's see here. Is Kenu going to make any move on Loring? No, Kakaki hasn't Jokered. Has he forgotten to Joker? That might... Oh, what a dive up the inside by Kenu there. That might have a bit of a talking to by the marshals, but again, it is rallycross, it is rough, it is tough. Let's see if Loring can return the favour. He is probably not very happy about that. Let's come across the jump here. Kenu with a bit of a gap to the lead. Loring though does tend to get a good run out of here. Let's see if he can make it count. Kenu gets a bit frantic. Loring looks to the inside, gets the move done up to the inside. It's neck and neck along the back straight as Loring takes the win. What a race. Now Kakaki has just penalised himself because he forgot to Joker. Bit of an oopsie on his part. Maybe didn't understand the lap counter. Just explain it to him. Right. Bit of a confusion there on the new counter, which obviously was bound to happen, but regardless, it seems like we have our winner of the final heat. So we'll jump across now to the spreadsheet. So obviously Loring can a nice health P1, definitely is. I don't think he's going to put an inquiry about that move by Kenu, as it's obviously worked out for him in the end. Kenu in P2, Kakaki in P3. So obviously that means we're going to have, it'll be Voltish, Noosa and Loring in Heat 1. Myself, Jajensky, myself, and then Kenu in Heat 2. Then we'll have her, Lumu and Kakaki in Heat 3. And then the following drivers, which would be Orders in Heat 1 as well. Then we'll have AK in Heat 2. And then we'll have Skunkin in Heat 3, I think. And then we'll have, I believe, Jitsu in Heat 1. If I have worked out that correctly. We'll soon find out. I could be an absolute fool and I've got that completely wrong, but we'll join back once the next heats have been sorted. Right, so I did manage to guess, figure out the spreadsheets correctly. I think. Yes. Yeah. So, firstly, we've got Valsish, News, Lawrence, Kenu, and Justu. Oh, wait, actually, hang on. That's interesting. I guess we haven't got Kenu in our heat. I've done that wrong. Oh, interesting. Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. I'm kind of glad, really. But we'll jump over while we get some things lined up. We'll have another look at the grid. So obviously we've got Laurent there, ready in the background. We are waiting for Kenu to reload his game, I've been told. We'll have a quick look at this custom livery here by Jitsu. Don't go away. So, got a few funny things on here. Obviously, bye-bye police. Obviously, I think it is the team No Good Racing. Quite a nice colour scheme, really. Do approve of the brown and bronze sort of, or brown and gold colour scheme. Or is it just? It might be two different, meant to be two different tinges of gold. So I do apologise. I just called your car poo coloured. But regardless, also have a quick look at Newsers with the Black Power Racing team. Snoozer, as he's actually called. So we've got Valtish, who's also part of the same team, actually, it looks like. No Good Racing. It's come with a different colour scheme now, interesting. Snoozer is a Danish man, so he likes to tell people who's behind him, so they know they're not going to catch him, because he is stupendously quick. I'll say all these, I think all these we have on the grid at the minute are custom liveries. Obviously Laurent there with Michelin tyres. He is Hungarian, not Italian. Nice, simple little iconic scheme as well. Obviously Marco is his teammate, but he isn't actually here today. And also they've got Kenu in just a base game livery because he's boring. I don't know what to say, doesn't have time because he is a very busy man. I'm going to pop the question, save Skunken a bit of hassle. So, here we go. All cars on the grid, everything to play for in the first heat. Lights out and away we go. A bad start by Kenu there, but a fantastic start as per usual by Noosa. Up in the lead early in his nice little Pessima hatch. Further back we've got Voltage and Lawrence side by side into the first turn. Voltage holds his line very nicely. So does Lawrence, still side by side coming into turn 2. Lawrence gets a bit cleaner run through the corner, pulls ahead. Kenu in the background seems to have jokered. Jokered early, not a bad call after a bit of a laggy start. It's going to give him the clean air he needs to catch up while potentially Laurent and Noosa battle. However, if you can catch Noosa, that is, he's a stupidly fast car in that Pessima hatch. He's overall just a very quick driver, as he has proven in the Folk Race series as well. However, Laurent is not backing down. He is still keeping very good pace here. Decides to go Joker, not a terrible call. Voltage not far behind him either. That's going to lock them into second and third, it looks like. Unless Kenu actually has something to say about it. He's going to get near Voltage, but not quite. Now, so Jitsu back there still needs to joke as well. Looks like he's lagging behind a little bit. However, Noosa is also the only other person that needs to joker. As we come into, I believe, which is going to be lap 3 of the race. Obviously that's lap counted complete, that is. Yeah, wow, look at that track record now by Noosa, 39 seconds. Absolutely flying. However, not that far ahead. There is Laurent, not far behind him. Obviously he has put that gap out a little bit since we last saw them two together. Obviously we've got two more laps, well, lap and a half left. Let's see if Laurent can do anything about it. A bit further behind, Voltage gets it a little bit wrong, giving Kenu a bit more of a chance to catch up, maybe. However, it does seem to be well spaced out among the field here. However, Loring looks like he's just got a bit of a decent run, and he's only News has got it wrong. He's got it completely wrong. Coming into the last lap, he's lost a wheel. That's unbelievable. He is now really struggling to get that Bessemer around. He's been overtaken. He's now down in third, soon to be fourth as well. What an unfortunate end to that. Got a track record, and it's going to come, if he's not careful, last. Actually, no, he isn't going to come last because it looks like Jutsu hasn't jokered yet. Yep, thank you, Kakaki, for the call out. However, Loring is now going to get another P1. That is going to give him an excellent start to the semi-finals here. Valtish in P2, not bad either for him. Kenu in P3. And obviously, Nusa is going to manage to limp it over the line ahead of Jutsu. Or is he? Yeah, no, yeah, he's just going to manage it. Very, very unfortunate for Nusa. I guess I've cursed on the commentator, I guess. Bigged him up, and he's unfortunately fell short. With a bit of bad luck, really. Well, looks like I'm now underway. So, we're going to skip to some just pure onboard footage now, so I'm going to leave you with the gameplay itself as we go into this next round. Right. Not a mint result, bit of a bad strategy call on my behalf in the race, but oh well. Still got P3, not in the end of the world. However, next race we've got the Mistral Cup plus Corvette, as we've got her, Skunkin and Orders racing each other, with AK following suit. So we'll see how we get on here, as it is lights out and away we go. Bit of a jump stop there by her, but he did stop himself in time. AK, oh, this 4 wide straight out of the first corner, nearly disastrous there. As Orders gets the inside line, however loses out massively, but goes Joker, not a bad call. Her almost rolls it, gets right in the way of Skunkin there, slows him down massively. Her again, just parking it right in the way. Skunkin finally manages to get by him. See here, Her tries to send up the inside, bonks the back of Skunkin, sends him into the bush. Retakes the lead of the race. AK has disappeared, so we might have got a bit wrong. Where is he? Yeah, looks like he's maybe kissed a barrier. However, Her and Skunk is still battling it out as we come on to the second lap of the race now. Her goes Joker. Skunkin goes Joker as well. Orders, not needing to Joker, gets the lead of the race nice and early. Very well done by him. Very good strategy call as well. Now, as you can see, he's got a nice healthy lead there between Her. Looks like, oh, what's happened to AK has managed to come out in front of Skunk, and however AK still needs to Joker. Her's a very bad exit there out of that corner. Orders is going to be loving that as he continues to now run away even more. Coming into lap 3. Excuse me. Swift's not a boring race. Her struggling to put the power down there, getting a massive amount of understeer. Doesn't really seem to be driving very stable in the Mistral here. Not as stable as Orders. AK Jokers. Skunk comes out ahead, gives him. Skunk seems very slow here. Might suffer from a bit of a lag, or might have had a bit of a knock there. It looks like his car is very poorly on maybe his end. AK now gets a little bit wrong over the jump nearly. Keeps under control. Orders into the final lap of the race now. With a massive healthy lead on Her, so it looks like that is going to be it. And it's over with, unless there is a big mistake on Orders' part, or even on anyone's part. That's some position changes we're not quite seen yet. Looks like there might have been a bit of desync on her side, because I don't think he's really got that wheel in that position. He seems to be driving. Well, I say that. Yeah, no, that wheel's okay on his end. Car's driving reasonably all right. Skunkin really struggling here. Just hit the wall on the inside. He must have some damage we cannot see. AK has managed to pull massively on him. And he's going to claim third place. Orders in first though, across the line. Her in second. AK back there in third. And Skunkin slowly, as he comes over the line, in fourth. So, that is all the heats done. Nice. All the heats done now for the 1600. So, we are going to jump across to the spreadsheet. Obviously now the semi-final list is going to be put in. So once we see that go down, we'll come back and go from there. Right, we are getting lined up on the grid here as the semi-finals has been drawn. So we've got Lorik, Jensky front row, Lumu and her second row, AK and Skunken third row. 6 laps, 1 joker. Let's get this chaos of a semi-final underway. As it is, lights out, and away we go. That was a very quick light. So we're going to tab on to Skunken here at the back, see if we can watch the chaos unfold ahead of us. Nice single file line to turn 1, except for her up the outside, inside early. AK Jokers early, not a bad call. Her really getting in the way of Skunken here. Saw what happened last time, Skunken did not take that lightly. Her is a very interesting line there across the apex. Lorik in the lead early, Wojciechowski not far behind as they battle for the lead. Lumu in 3rd place, Skunken 4th, and her 5th with AK technically in 6th, but he has been the only one to joker, so we'll see if that plays out for him. It's over to Jujensky here. Lauren goes very wide there. Might be time to call joker. No, he has not gone joker. However, everyone has Lumu, Skunken. Oh, her gets it wrong. Her gets it massively wrong. It's a yellow flag there, joker entrance. Her does get going though. Skunken has broke himself in the joker, looks like, as well. 2 Mistrals had an accident around the joker area. That's not good for our Populous. However, in the meantime, Jensky has managed to pull that move up into 1st place. Lorik, though, not falling behind. Very much still there. However, both of them still has to joker, so we'll see who decides to go for joker this lap. Jensky jokers, Lorik jokers, but Jensky gets it wrong with the entrance. That's got to be a snap tackle. It looks like it is. Or is it? That Bete is a pretty strong car. And he is still very much there as they come out. Oh, very close to AK and Lumu there. Jensky definitely has some damage on his end. Yeah, I think he's probably actually lost the wheel there. Yeah, he's lost that wheel, unfortunately. So he's going to hand Lorik potentially the win there of the race as his main competition is out. Of AK not running bad in P2. Lumu not far behind him. However, Lumu does make a move up the inside of the final turn there for 2nd place. AK though, reel him in into turn 1. Holds the inside line. Doesn't let him come up. Side by side into turn 2. Can AK hold on? No, he cannot. Lumu sends up the inside. Not a bad move in the golden Bete. However, he gets this next corner on. Looks like he might have some damage. AK does not though. Pings it up the inside of him. Takes advantage of the limping Lumo. Bit of contact there between the two. Nothing serious. Coming to the back dirt straight now. AK still holding his ground very well. I believe we are on to lap. Yeah, we're on to lap 5 now. There's 2 more laps to go. Still plenty of time for these two to battle it out. I think AK might have some alignment issues as his car does seem to be crabbing a little bit. However, doesn't seem to affect his pace too much. Her limping the car. AK goes very wide. That's going to give Luma the opportunity to get some ground there. Is going to do anything with it? Sadly not. Goes wide into the following corner. Puts him back right where he was. That might have been his chance to take P2 there. See if AK presents any more opportunities, or can AK pull away. Lorik now getting a healthy lead. Her has pulled over to the side. Looks like he is going to call it quits. Jensky still limping his car back. Obviously, it's always better to finish than to get a DNF. However, Lumo does seem to get a bit of a run out the last corner, but seems that power difference is making. Oh, looks like AK gets to turn 1 very wrong there. Gets a very bad exit. Lumo sends up the inside. AK looks to the inside, pushes it wide a little bit. However, doesn't have the run out. Lumo pulls away. Usually gets this corner wrong. However, it's AK that gets the corner wrong. Goes very wide. It's been an interesting little fight for P2 here as we come to the closing stages on the final lap of the race. I believe. Yep, final lap of the race. So just this back straight here to make a move. Can AK get a run? Can he find anywhere to get a magical bit of pace? However, Lumo gets to the last corner right. AK does not. What has happened to AK? I think he might have caught the inside barrels there and got some significant damage. That does not look good for AK. However, he still is going to pull a P3. with Lorink claiming the P1 position, Lumo P2, AK P3, Jensky P4, Her's going to DNF, and Skunk is going to DNF. That's going to be 2 missed rolls with a very bad finish. Not good at all. Obviously now to the second semi-final. I'm going to just tab over to some raw gameplay footage, so we'll catch you afterwards and see if I even make it through to the finals. Right, I have slightly died early. So we're going to commentate the rest of this race. So we've got Keno up in the lead at the minute, Nusa in second, Orders there jokering. Just going to pull ahead of Valtish, who was also already joking. Valtish did get a bit of a bad start, as you might have seen. However, we do have an interesting battle off going up at the front here between Keno and Nusa. Nusa is very much looking for a way past Keno here. He does not want to be stuck behind him. Obviously, Nusa started at the back of the grid, so it's very good going by him there. Looks like Keno's going to go very wide there. Just going to hand the position over to Nusa. Keno just go Joker. I don't think those two have Jokered, so that could work out in his favour. Orders there, not far behind in P2 now. So Keno back to P4, but now P3 as he overtakes Valtish. As he comes past the body of myself, Valtish gets it back up the inside, but however he's on the outside from the next corner. However, he does do a bit of a cut back there. Gets to run up into the next corner. He's going to be on the inside now. Has the advantage. Holds his line. Goes a little bit wide. Keno gets up the inside. However, Valtish is in the better acceleration zone. Let's see if he can make a move done. Bit of contact between the two. Neck and neck into turn one. Valtish slightly later on the brakes. Candukes is on the inside and makes the move stick. Holds position. Blocks Keno from the inside of the next corner. Valtish keeps it nice, tight and clean. Keno looking like trying to get everyone out of that corner. Not going to have it. Just coming to turn 3 here. Keno on the backside of Valtish. It's not what Keno wanted. He wanted to get a clean run out of that Joker to try and get a run onto Nusa. However, that's not going to present himself as he wanted. Keno falls behind a little bit, behind Valtish. Goes wide into the back straight. It's not what you want. Looks like he is folding a little bit under the pressure of Valtish's defence, as the gap does widen between the two. Let's go ahead here. Looks like we've got a change for the lead. Oh, Orders holds his line, forces Nusa to go wide as he is jokering, so Orders does have the right of way. However, I don't know how we have decided the jokering sort of lines. We are on to sort of the second to last lap here. Let's come down to the back straight for the second to last time. See if Orders can make any move happen onto the very formidable Danish Nusa. Come down into turn 1 here. Orders holds a decent line there. Closes the gap a little bit more. Nusa playing a little bit defensive, trying to avoid any dive bombs. Gets better run out of the corner than Orders. Orders is trying to look around again for Nusa. Closes. What's happened to Nusa? Has Nusa broken another axle? Oh no! Oh, Nusa's engine has died. I wonder if he had some radiator damage or maybe over rev damage. That's very, very unfortunate there. That is insane. On the final lap. How unfortunate for Nusa there. You're going to join me in the DNF pool at the bottom. P5 technically. But that is going to be Aldis for the win in the Turbo Burger 1600 car. Valtish in second, Keno in third. So that's your top 3 qualifiers for the final. We'll go back to the spreadsheet here. So obviously in the first semi-final we have Lorink, Lumu and AK making it through. So it's quite a variety this time in the final. We don't have the formidable Nusa, although I think he has just joined recently, to be fair. Yeah, I don't think he was in last race. However, Lorink, Lumu, AK, and then Orders, Valtish and Keno. It's going to be an interesting final, I think. We can jump over to the marshal, see if there's anything to report, and then jump straight back. Right, we are getting back into it now. Did have a little bit of technical difficulty. We didn't actually realise that Lauren had headlights the entire time, so that's been solved. Obviously somehow missed the technical. Great job there. Also got orders here. Orders of Lauren on the front row. Valtish and Lumu on second row. Kenu and AK on the third row now. Did have a little bit of a disconnect, hence the intermission time. So right, here we go. We get this underway. It's going to be lights out, and away we go. Good start from Brx and Tyfield there. A little bit slow again by Voltage. Lumo up the inside has forced his orders to go through the pits there. Not really his fault, so he shouldn't really receive any penalty points. Oh, and Orders gets it wrong into Joker entrance. It's 3 cars tangled up in it. AK seems to be okay. Lumo spin round. Orders might have some bad damage there. We'll soon find out with his pace. We've got a 3-way battle for the lead now. Kenu, Loring and Voltage all ahead. Loring, ooh, I think I'm going to tell to Loring here because it seems like he's going to try and make a move on Kenu in the short moments. Goes inside, gets a bit of a gets a bit wiggly though. Voltage, you've got to run now though. Up is in outside. It's turn 1. Loring holds his ground well. Kenu Jokers, no bad call, and Voltage Jokers. That might work out to Loring's favour, as if those two battle, he can get a bit of clean air and get away from them. At which it seems like they're going to be straight away. Yep, as they are slightly compromising each other's lines. I'm going to tab back to them. Voltage sends up the inside of Kenu. And sends up the inside of Kenu again a little bit. Constantly looking for a way around the hatchback Corvette. Well, the normal size Corvette. However, just get run out of the final corner. Voltage up into second place. Exactly what Loring wants. He wants these two Corvettes to fight. Give him the breathing room he needs. Kenu though moves up across the inside. Doesn't work though. Voltage forces his way up there. Side by side to turn 3. Kenu with the inside line goes a little bit deep. Voltage looks for a cutback. Doesn't get it. Holds fire for the moment. Goes wide into the entrance. Tries to get everyone through the next corner. Just come onto the dirt back straight here. Kenu nice and tight through there. Voltage a little bit wide. Hopefully we ever see Voltage manage to get a really good run out of it. I think he's going to do the same again. Maybe not. Not as good as the run as he could have done with. However, now it looks like we've got Loring jokering with a bumper that's in the middle of the track. Loring's going to get out of the Joker. Well, with a good run perhaps. Barely scraped by Voltage. However, it has worked out in his favour. Kenu up the inside of Loring though. Gets a little bit better run to the next corner. Loring still fighting back. Got Settles. Kenu's gone. Voltage up the inside of Kenu. Forces him wide. Voltage in P2. Kenu side by side with him. Backs down into the dirt back straight. As we are on to the second. Coming on to the second to last lap here. Loring up in P1. Voltage P2. Kenu P3. A little bit of a gap between them now. Voltage gets a good run into turn 1. Closes the gap to Loring. Turn 2, Loring defends, holds his line, bit of a bump of Voltage, pushes them wide, gets up the inside. Not quite enough though, Loring still has a run. However, Voltage on the outside, looks like he's trying to make a comeback onto Loring. Goes wide, see if he can do his little bit of signature move here. Voltage though gets it a little bit wide, not as good as a run as he hoped. Kenu struggling behind now a little bit. Voltage, what is... Okay, thankfully for Voltage a bit of decent there, potentially on my end. looks to the outside of Loring, gets a bit bumpy, loses run as we come on to the final lap here. I think there's a bit of lag in the BMP chat. Yep, there we are. Something seems to be wrong there. Yeah, I think there is something gone wrong with the lap counter. Obviously, bugs are expected to happen, but that's fine. As we are onto the final lap here. And I'm going to put it in chat, as we're going to have Lawrence go across the line here. Maybe not. Yep, so there is a little bit of a lag there. So we do have Canoe back, yeah, so it is wet race win. So Lawrence has won, Vault P2. There's a little bit of confusion there. The drivers aren't wanting to risk or back down in the confusion, so they are just going to go for another lap. Lawrence still gets voltage pit manoeuvres him there. That's quite hilarious. But yeah. So we're going to jump back. Well, that's your finalists for the race there. A little bit of confusion, but well earned by Lawrence there. After Lawrence P1, Voltage P2, very good fight between the two. Kenu P3 just lost it there towards the end from Voltage, but very good fight he put up. Luma P4, AK P5, and unfortunately orders did ruin his vehicle. Oh, excuse me. In that little collision there into the Joker entrance. Very unfortunate for him. However, we are going to move on to touring car heats. So we'll jump back once the intermission has passed and the heats have been selected. So as you can tell, I'm racer first, so you're going to enjoy some nice onboard footage. I'll leave you to it. Right. Simple P2 after a bit of damage, but we'll take it. Got the next seat lining up here with Kenu, Nusa, Jasinski, Orders, and her. Her not ready. Wonder why. Come on, boy. Let's go. Oh, never mind. While we get the car check underway for Heat 2, we do have some quite interesting cars. We have another Bolide. Kenu's build another one. He did run an SBR4 in last round, so it'll be interesting to see how that does. We've got Nusa in a BX, first time running in the series. A little bit late to the party, but he's a very fast driver, so we'll see what he can do. Then also we've got Orders now in the Scintilla, which is a new build as well. So we are going to get this show on the way here. Five cars on the grid, one winner. Lights out. Oh, that's a jump start by Kenu, but he did stop himself, so we'll see how we go. Kenu's already spun out, so oh, looks like it's going to be... So we're going to get a Kenu's going to have two jokers. See if we can get this underway. It is lights up. That was a massive jump by her there. Third time's a charm. Let's see if we can get this underway. And hers jumped again. Okay, so double jump is a penalty. Lights on, away we go. No jump shots this time. going to jump on to Orders Scintilla here, side by side with the other mid-engine competitor. Right behind Noosa. Noosa gets a little bit understeer, goes a bit wide. Kenny just turns into the side of Orders, and Orders says no. Spins him out completely. Orders gets a good run out of the following corner on Noosa. Closes the door on Noosa a little bit. Noosa says no as well. Oh, Orders cuts it inside there. Spins himself out. What's going off this race? Absolute chaos. Noosa now with the healthy lead. Has died on the straight somehow. Don't know how he's managed that. As we have Kenu on Jajenski here. Kenu gets a good run out of the corner. Jajenski wobbling around, sees he can make a move. Noosa though with a run out of the corner. Obviously Noosa now has jokered, however Kenu has not, so we'll see if that plays an effect into anything at all. Obviously Jajenski can make a move on Noosa here, give Kenu the breathing room he wants. However, yeah, Jajenski's already lost a lot of time there out of that corner to Noosa. I think Noosa knows as well, it doesn't need to take risks around the very snappy bow line. Bit of a lag spike there on my end. Yep, on my end. Do apologise for that. I have no clue what's going off here. It will soon catch up. It's absolute chaos going off. I hope I do not get disconnected. There we are, back to normal. So Orders has somehow managed to get past Kenu here, probably after his joker. So I'm not too sure if Orders has jokered himself. I'm not sure what's going off in this race. As we go into the last lap here, Orders is currently running P2. There goes Jajenska for the joker. Noosa with sounds like a rotary BX, so nice and light on the front end with that very small engine. He's going to take the win here in the first round, in the first qualifying second heat of the race, and his first ever race in touring car. Obviously, not his first race ever. First race ever. A very talented driver, very quick driver. So. Orders second, Kenu third, and Jajenski fourth. So overall, not a bad race. But a lot of chaos there. So we're just going to jump straight into the next race here. We do have, let's have a look here. Lorik, AK Lumu, Jitsu, and Nacho. Let's have a look here. Right. We are now finally getting on the way for Heat 3. As it is... I must have missed it mine because I tabbed back in. That's Nacho in the wall straight away, upside down. That's him out of the race. Looks like we've got Jiu-Jitsu onto the back of... What's going off here? So, obviously we've got Nacho out on the straight here, so it is yellow zone, so no one is supposed to be passing. Obviously no one's really going to be able to pass around here anyways. So have Loring in the lead now in his new... I can't remember what it's called now. Car. Oh, looks like Lumu gets that corner massively wrong there. I don't know what happened there for him. Must have spun out or something. Lumu gets the next corner wrong again! What's he doing? AK now into second place. I think Jiu-Jitsu though has Joker behind, so we'll see if the gap is big enough for AK to Joker himself. Obviously Loring has Joker now, so AK's chances of catching him is very, very slim unless someone makes a mistake. Back through the order here with Lumo, who's now in P3 it looks like, and it still has a Joker. That's very unfortunate for him then. Put him well back with those two mistakes there. Jiu-Jitsu up into third place now. Obviously, yep, Loring is still putting the gap on AK as we're about to come around the final turn now and start the final lap. Obviously Loring is letting off a little bit there past the wreck of Nacho over here into the yellow flags that is on the straight away. Nacho seems to be threatening with just making a team with us. No, I was thanking him for the car. I'm going to start the shit talk. And that is the win for Loring there. AK in P2, nice to see him get some decent results. We've got Lumo in P3. Where's Jiu-Jitsu? Oh, looks like Jiu-Jitsu might have had an accident there, caused himself some damage. Can't see on our... Yeah, I think that front wheel might be buggered on his end, so that is a very, very sad shame for him. So, well, that is Rallycross. Things happen. So, we are going to be going into the next heat here. So, we'll have a quick look at this board. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong. That was heat 3. So, we'll see what the next heats get lined up as in a moment. Right. I just slightly missed a start. It's fine. So we've got Noosa, AK, and Kenu in this heat here. Noosa in the lead currently, coming into turn 2. AK P2, Kenu P3, 2 BXs and a Bolide. AK runs wide, leaves the door open for Kenu to shoot up the inside. Okay, AK tries to play defensive, gets a little bump from Kenu, sends him a bit into an unsteered trance. Side by side to the next corner, AK's gonna, looks like you're gonna bait shut the door, but then rams himself into the wall. Not good. Kenu goes through. Noosa leading by lap 1. Kenu gets a little bit squirrely on the exit of that corner there. Gets very squirrely, wow. Noosa Jokers, not a bad call there. So, Noosa shows Kenu wide now. As we go into turn 3, side by side. Obviously, Kenu hasn't jokered, Noosa has. Oh, Kenu clips the inside of the barrier. Sends both him and AK in a trance there. Kenu now running at the bottom because neither him or AK have jokered. Noosa jokered and storming away with a nice easy win here as long as nothing breaks on his car like it has. And Kenu and AK just getting tangled together. What is going off? It's supposed to not be a chaotic heat. There's only 3 of them. They're still finding each other. Kenu goes for the Joker. Not a bad choice there. AK doesn't. Unless AK has already joked. I might have missed that, to be fair. I'll be surprised if he hasn't. There's Noosa over there. With a nice healthy lead in the rotary BX, sorry. Nice little yellow and black colour scheme he's got going off there. Some nice little driving by himself. Kenu now already closing the gap onto AK for the battle of second position. Now obviously we're supposed to have 2... Oh, and AK spins out on the final corner, leaving Kenu to go past. As we come on to the last lap of the race. Noosa, AK spins out again. I think AK's struggling a little bit here. Might have some damage. Obviously his type of tendon is ripped off. Goes Joker. Noosa now onto the back dirt straight. Coming around the final corner now. Nice and cleanly done. No damage at all to his car, it looks like. Apart from a little bump at the bumper. And that is a nice, easy win for himself. Very well done. Very well set up car as well. P2 for Kenu in the boat line as well. Not bad going. So now we'll join back once the, I believe it'll be the semi-finals have been drawn. Yes. Oh no, my mistake. We've still got one more heat. With Lumu, Zakove, Jensky, Jut and Nacho. We'll see who's actually left out of that lot, because I think we do have some missing people. As we did obviously with her and Kakaki. We'll jump over to the counters box and see what's going off. Tell you what, I'm doing a terrible job here. I've missed another start. So we have Zakove, Nacho and Lumo fighting in this final heat here of the qualifying session. Zakove does go Joker early, not a bad call. However, Lumo does be struggling to put any competition towards Nacho in that very well set up Scintilla, finally being able to actually get a lap in the qualifying after his very unfortunate start in Q1. So we've got Lumu doing well against the jumps. So Zakove is the one that is joking now. It might not be a bad shot for Nacho to joker here. Doesn't joker though. He's going to carry on in that clean win, get some more round on Lumu. Feels quite spread out here. Obviously this will be the decider for the semi-final positions. Zakova does a little spin out there as well. I don't think Lumu has jokered either, but Zakova is still not miles behind. We're not exactly close. So we'll see how this plays out. He has got a very unstable car, as you can see there. He nearly goes into the wall there at the back. Nacho spins out and just allows Lumu to catch up massively. Both go joker here as we come on to the third lap of the race. It will be quite unfortunate if Nacho sacrifices the easy win that he's been presented here with a small field of cars. I don't think, however, Zakova is going to be able to put an answer to this little battle we've got going off here, as these two are miles and miles ahead. Just coming to the final lap there, everyone has jokered. I don't think Lumu's going to have an answer to Nacho's pace and Scintilla. Oh, Lumo's rolled! Oh no! How has he managed that? Zakova spins out again. He's going to get P2 here. I can't believe it. Nacho is donating on the other side of the track there, just celebrating as he knows he's won. Unless he manages to break his car or flip it or do something stupendously hilariously bad. But as he comes around the final corner here, onto the straight, he's going to claim a nice and very, very easy P1 there. While Zakove is going to get a quite lucky P2. Which will put him in quite a decent position for the semi-final. We'll put him on the second row. That's a minimum. Maybe even if he's lucky, he'll be on third row. Actually, no, he'll be on the third row. So he didn't do very well in last race, so that will get him probably into the semi-finals. So we'll join back once we've actually got the positions ready and the race is about to start. So, driving first, so enjoy some nice onboard. Right, we are getting underway once again. As it is. Lights out and away we go. Not a great start from Ken, who loses his front row seat straight away. The bonk from Skunk at the back there. Nacho goes wide. Don't think he really needed to there. We'll review that. I've left a car in the track. I am a buffoon. Glad I got that cleared up quickly. Zelkova is stranded, it seems. I wonder what's going on there. Seems to have just span out. So in the lead here. So we've got a yellow turn 1 there from Zelkova. Not sure what happened there. Oh, but Nacho does go Joker. Duncan into second. Very slow take by Kenu there. Obviously now we've got Noosa in the lead here with a nice and healthy lead. More than likely is going to hold on to it. We do have a little bit of a battle here going on for second between Skunken and Nacho as they come into the double yellow, so there is no overtaking into this turn 1. They have to take it steady because of Zelkova. Oh, that's going to be interesting now. We'll have to review that, as Nacho did technically overtake in a yellow. But that'll be to Marshall's discretion. We'll see if it does count. So now Nacho's managed to catch up to Noosa here. Noosa must have jokered or something. Got a little bit of a fight for P1 here. Nacho does seem to be pulling on Noosa here. Noosa could be in trouble. Who's come on over halfway, coming on to the second to last lap of the race here. Nacho is starting to pull away a bit from Noosa. He's lengthening his lead. These Skintellas are proving to be very fast. Oh, Nacho balls it, spins out and stalls it. Lets Noosa come flying up out on the outside of turn, second to last turn. He takes the lead late in the race onto the final lap here. Let's see if Nacho can put down some magical pace to catch up to Noosa and retake the lead. Nacho keeping it nice and clean and reformed, does not want to make another mistake. He could find an opportunity to lurch onto Noosa in the closing stages of this race. Over halfway through the last lap now. Over the jump, Noosa goes, Nacho goes. Same class turn onto the dirtback straight. Nice and tightly cut there by Nacho. Last corner, does Nacho have an answer? No, he does not. Noosa takes the win for the semi-final. Very well done there by Noosa. What the hell happened there? Proves consistency matters. Just because you got a fast car doesn't mean you're going to win. So we have Skunk and P3. The Wendover makes it through to the final ahead of the Bolide. What is going off with the Bolide today? Obviously, if you might have noticed that no one's running the GTR kit, not even myself. That has been banned. It proves just to be providing too much downforce, making it way too fast of a car. Nothing could keep up with it, especially in the corners, as I found. So, in the name of fairness, I did vouch for it myself to be banned. But the GTC kit, still, the car's not bad. It's just very unstable. You can put a fast lap time down, but as you've seen, when it goes wrong big time. We'll jump over to the spreadsheet here. See what is going on. I'm watching the stream back. Didn't mean to do that. So obviously that was a loser win for my Nacho in P2, Skunkin in P3 somehow, Ken in P4 and Zakova DNF. Let's go find out what happened with Zakova actually. Right, we are getting underway again, so we'll see how we do here. As it is, lights out, and away we go. Pretty good start by everyone there, as we expected. We'll jump on with Nacho here. Noosa gets a good early lead here. Orders up the inside of Valtish. Oh, into the wall. Not too bad though. Looks like he's recovered. Nacho on the back end of Noosa, challenging him for the lead early on. Looks like there's a bit of contact there, but at the back, find P3 between the Wendover and the Sunburst. Wendover spins out. So, as we come on to the final straight here, we've got Noosa P1, Nacho P2, Orders P3, and Lumo P4. And Valtish back down P5. What happened to him? Unless he might have joked early, actually. So Noosa does not joker. Valtish goes through into P2 now. A bit of contact between Nat and Nacho. Orders. Gets it wrong over the jump, gets spun out. Skunk who almost takes out Skunkin. Skunkin takes himself out. Let's go back to the front here. We've got a battle between Valtish, Nacho and Noosa. Noosa tries to lead, gets spun out by Valtish. can take a clip of that because that seemed a bit dirty on my end. But we'll review it. So we've got Nacho P1, Valtish P2, Nusa P3. Valtish catches quite well in the braking zone, goes a bit wide though, nearly hits the anti-cut. Hits the anti-cuts. That might be dangerous. That is. Valtish has rear axle damage here. He's crabbing massively. I think Nusa might have a bit of damage as well himself from that contact between him and Valtish. So looks like Nacho might get that breath of fresh air he needs to win. Oh, Valtish rolls! Whoa. So that puts Alders into P3. Skunken's died. Nacho is now running P1 and Heartless a healthy lead away from Nusa. I think we are coming to the final stages. Yep. I'm going to sing to last lap here of the race. Now onto the final lap. Nacho P1, Nusa P2. I think Nusa is just going to settle in for P2 now. We've got Orders somewhere in P3. Luma running P4. Nacho here still maintaining a healthy lead. And he's probably going to end up going on to win the finale in touring cars, his first one. So, very well done by him. Low early celebration there, showing off. Very good recovery as well from a very poor start in qualifying one, so good job for him. News in P2. Just couldn't quite battle the downforce and the stability of the Skintellas on a nice flat track. So So that is it for round 4 of the Touring Cars and Super 1600s. So just to quickly recap, the finale we had Loringen P1, Voltage P2, Kenu P3, Luma P4, AK P5 with orders DNFing. Then in Touring Cars we had obviously Nacho P1, Nusa P2, orders P3 and Luma P4. The incident between Voltage and Nusa did get ruled as Voltage's fault because it's DNF. There's nothing much really we can do. So that is that pretty much. Hope you enjoyed and see you all in the next one.